Are you guys blown away? I can't get out of this chapter. Your inflamed cranial nerves. I mean, like, never mind the blood draw information in here with the protocols. Never mind, like, the brain shot therapies, which are saving people's lives right now. I can't even get out of your inflamed cranial nerves chapter 6 in Brain Saver, page 97. I'm going to read a little bit more about it. I can't even get out of there. You know, when I think about it, I don't even know what to say anymore. Is it just me? Is this just me, or are you guys reading the information in these books? It's like it's every second. It's crazy, and it's every line. I'm not kidding. You like, is it Planet Mars? Do you guys have these? Like, for real. I'm not kidding. Like, if you see this little fancy stand I have right here, it's really cool. Check it out. I can put the book right here. Makes it easy, so I'm not having to like do this every second. Like, I don't know, wander around the room with it. Check this out, right? I mean, I'm in Brain Saver, and I'm just blown away. So let's talk about you ready? Okay, this is cool on its own. Your inflamed cranial nerves. Doctors don't even know their patients' cranial nerves are inflamed. Do you see? Just that line alone is mind-blowing. You can see 10 specialists, 10 neurologists, 10 internists, 10 GPs, and they still won't know your problem is because of your inflamed cranial nerves. That's how freaking advanced the information is in these books. If you guys don't know the Brain Saver books, get it right now, 40% off, Amazon.com US. Don't delay. Get the books. Because they're that incredible. Seriously. So, all right. And I'm not even talking about everything that's in these books. You guys like pages and pages of knowledge, right, Linda? Yeah. Health with Liz. The whole book is incredible. Thank you, Liz. I really appreciate it. And thank you for all that you're doing out there, spreading the word, all of that. So let me just go into this a little bit. I'll just start anywhere. That's the power of this right here. You can just start anywhere. Inflammation of the cranial nerves play a large role in chronic mystery illness. And guess what? In the 35 years of me getting information out there, couldn't find a doctor that could ever know that. That inflammation of the cranial nerves plays a large role in chronic mystery illness. You'll never hear that out of anyone. That's how advanced this information is. Like, boom. What page am I on, Lisa Marie? Page 97, chapter 6. I am at your service. Your inflamed cranial nerves. I am going to read a little bit to you guys if you guys are okay to hear it. Or if you're available. Is everybody available here? As I always say, mystery illness, which is 99.9% of all chronic mystery illness, is a much broader category than anyone realizes. We think that if a condition has a name, this part here blows me away. You can talk to like health professionals and they won't even get this. You can say it over and over to them and they won't even understand what you're even saying. I know, I've dealt with this before. Check this out. We think of that, ready? We think that if a condition has a name, your lupus, your fibromyalgia, your Hashimoto's thyroiditis, list goes on, whatever, such as anxiety, fatigue, POTS, vertigo, Bell's palsy, neuropathy, ocular migraines, then it must not be a mystery to the medical research and science group. Because it has a name, it's not a mystery anymore. That's the biggest confusion out there. You can be a doctor, go to medical school, come out of medical school, know that a condition has a name, get a blood test for somebody's thyroid or whatever, and then now you got a name for the thyroid problem, but you don't have anything else. It's still a mystery, 100% a mystery. Hi, Vegan Allison. I see you said hi, Emma. I see your comments a lot on YouTube. You know, it's still a mystery. That's the whole point. So if we think fatigue, POTS, vertigo, Bell's palsy, neuropathy, or ocular migraines, then it must not be a mystery anymore. Problem solved, you guys. You have an ocular migraine? Problem solved. Do you guys have POTS? Problem solved. If you guys get a vertigo diagnosis, problem solved, right? There's no mystery anymore. Think about that. That's how absurd it all is when you think about it. This piece of information alone is a game changer in medical research and science, right? Is your problem solved because you got Bell's palsy or fatigue diagnosis? It's still a mystery. Anyone who has struggled with any chronic health issue knows that this isn't how it works. You guys know that this isn't how it works. If you get a lupus diagnosis, an ALS diagnosis, anything else, whatever diagnosis, pepper seed, good to see you, whatever it is, it's still a mystery. Anyone who has struggled with chronic health issues, you guys, if you just came on, your inflamed cranial nerves, we're talking about this is something you don't want to miss. I'm going to tell you right now. This is a live that's very important because we're talking about cranial nerve inflammation, and it's such a problem. It's why almost everybody has a symptom. Think about that. If you don't have the Brain Saver books, please check them out. Go to the bookstore. Amazon.com US is 40% off their 600-page Bibles of information. And go to the library and get it for free if you don't have the $26. It costs way more to print and ship and get these babies out there in the world. This is literally a work of love and compassion for the world. That's what this is. Jess Delane, awesome, new live. Dude, thank you for being here, man. And you're on YouTube, I saw? All right. Being handed a label for your set of symptoms isn't the same as receiving answers about why those symptoms are interrupting your life in the first place. Getting a label doesn't mean jack shit. You got a label, you go home with a label, great. You got a label now, great. But it doesn't mean enough. It doesn't mean jack shit. It doesn't. The whole point is, you can have a label like depression, but you ain't going to get better unless you know what's wrong, what the real cause is. Whether you're living with a diagnosis, a misdiagnosis, or a non-diagnosis, there are answers to be found in getting to know your brain stem. Your brain stem and your cranial nerves. This is what it's about right here, the cranial nerves. I mean, these two books alone and what's in here. Like I said, I can't even get out of chapter 6. Like, I'm stuck in chapter 6 because it's that. There's so much information, but there's so much information in every line of the book. You can just open it up. I had a doctor friend that opened up the book and was like, what? It's like, literally, it's every line. Okay, cranial nerve answers. Your cranial nerves include your vagus nerves, trigeminal nerves, facial nerves, among many others. Your cranial nerves extend out of your brain stem. So, your cranial nerves extend out of your brain stem. And when they get inflamed, all the crap goes down. All the crap goes down. Doctor after doctor after doctor. When those nerves coming out of the brainstem get inflamed, it's doctor, it's functional doctor, it's natural doctor, it's conventional doctor, it's every doctor. Your cranial nerves extend out of your brainstem, and many symptoms of chronic illness derive from these cranial nerves. If a cranial nerve is inflamed in any way, check this out. Inflamed in any way because of viral neurotoxins doctors don't know about. I'm not trying to be, mean. I was going to say some other word. I'm glad I didn't say it, right? I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm just saying they don't know about neurotoxins. They don't know about what's even in here. This is so advanced when you even think about it. Erica, Erica, hey, on YouTube. Labels are meant to shut us up. Like we should be satisfied with the diagnosis. 100% correct. That's what I've been saying, right? You've read the books. It's supposed to shut you up. It's like, shut up. Here's your label and shut up. Get out of here now. Take this drug and get out of here. Call us if you have another problem. What? It didn't go away? If a cranial nerve is inflamed in any way because, listen to this, because of viral neurotoxins, which none of the doctors knew about unless they got medical medium books. Then they know about viral neurotoxins because, you guys, that didn't exist. There was no such thing as a viral neurotoxin until the medical medium books came out. So when you hear a functional doctor even mention it now, where did it come from? Published material. Plagiarizing anyone? Chemical poisons and toxins such as toxic heavy metals. Nobody knew toxic heavy metals get on and inflame a cranial nerve. Nobody knew that. Or even physical injury. Then symptoms can occur. Your cranial nerves are also affected by what's going on with your neurons. So what's going on with your neurons? If there's something wrong with your neurons in here, right here, you guys, it's going to affect your cranial nerves. If you just got on here and you're like, what's he talking about, cranial nerves? Dude, I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about so many symptoms, conditions when you deal with cranial nerve problems. This is information I'm freely just giving out and talking about. This is a free class right here. Most advanced medical information out there. And my door is open. Just come on in and learn. If you guys just got here, Brainsaver protocols right there. 40% off, Amazon.com US, ridiculous price, $26, $29. Heck, I saw it on Amazon on the book page here when you go to Brainsaver. I saw you can buy Brainsaver protocols, and Cleanse the Heal for $73. It costs $73. It costs more than $73 to even like put one of these books out, print it and get it out. I just couldn't believe it. There's a lot of things I can't believe these days. Can't believe a lot of things. You know? Can't believe how messed up the world is, how people don't have answers out there, how I can't believe a lot of things. Symptoms can occur from compromised contaminated neurons. So if you got some contaminated neurons, symptoms can occur. You ready for this? Because the brain is sending skewed, altered, or twisted messages to the brainstem and then to the cranial nerves. If you have a nerve problem, a message is coming out of here. And then out of your, think about it, if you have a neuron issue, sorry you guys, if you have a neuron issue, the message is going to get twisted, distorted, and skewed as it leaves the neuron, goes right into the brainstem, and then out your cranial nerves. And that's why we're like short-circuiting. We're like, sick, going to another doctor, sick. Whoa. Jess, Selene, thank you, Anthony. I am having 3 to 4 brain shots every day. Awesome, man. So proud of you, seriously. From the Brainsaver books. Love them. Notice they also help with external relationships. Amazing. The thing is with these brain shot therapies, Jess, is that they're miraculous. It's information from above. I got warned by SOC that they're going to do all kinds of things for people, not just what's directed in the book. They have that kind of power. They have that kind of power. Viral nerve and brainstem inflammation. So we're talking about brainstem inflammation. We're talking about cranial nerve problems. So what does this mean? Let's put it in a nutshell. Ready? I don't feel good. Got weird tingles and numbness on my neck and my nose. My forehead always feels tight. I got blurry vision, but the eye doctor says I'm fine. I got tics and spasms all on my face. I got crazy brain fog and all kinds of problems. My ear hurts really bad. I don't know why. My jaw hurts, but my dentist already removed like 2 teeth and my jaw still hurts. I don't know what this mystery jaw pain is. Whatever's going on, We're talking about viral nerve and brainstem inflammation. That's just a fraction of the symptoms, conditions. If you guys just got here, make sure you get these books, Brain Saver Protocols. Do yourself a favor. Be prepared, though. Your mind's going to be blown. Like, for real. Most people with chronic illness don't have physical injuries directly to their cranial nerves. That's true. Not everybody got into a real serious car accident and their head went through a windshield. Not everybody had that happen. Most people with chronic illness don't have any direct injuries to the cranial nerves. But here's what they do have. Here's what everybody's walking around with. Chronic viral infections such as Epstein-Barr virus, that's the big one right there, right? That Info put out there. Shingles. So many people walk around with shingles. And then shingles, there's all kinds of crazy stuff. You guys know because I'm the one who put the information out of what shingles does. Herpes simplex 1, herpes simplex 2, those cold sore viruses hit the cranial nerves every time, causing problems. Those cold sore viruses hit the cranial nerves. Jackie B, the Brain Saver books have reawakened me to healing. That is incredible. I didn't realize how many problems I had until I started to feel better just a few weeks ago by doing the brain shots. Spread the wisdom around. Tell people you have to see these books and try these brain shots. You can put out a miracle, but yet not a lot of people know about it yet. It's crazy. Isabel Brown, the sleep restore shot is amazing. That's incredible. I mean, in time, people will finally get to these books. But like I said, I was naive when I was young. And I always thought that once you have this miraculous answer like these books do, you think the whole world is going to just do it. But I saw the other day, someone was like, yeah, I'm in the vegan movement. And a bunch of my vegan friends, we don't need medical medium. You know, when you get sick, you will. When you get sick, you will. When you go to 10 doctors, you will need medical medium books. You will. And the answers will be here for free. Go to the library. You know what's going to be on my gravestone, my headstone? Everything was for free. Go to the library. That'll be on my gravestone. But really, you know, I don't know. I just hope a rocket ship lands and I just hop on the rocket ship and take off and never come back. I'd rather do that. All right, let's go. Stop being silly here. Carolyn, I could not find any doctor nor a neurologist that really understood the vagus nerve. They don't know much about it. They don't. No matter how much symptoms you have or details you give them, they just don't know what to do about it. Correct. They didn't years ago when I taught about all this stuff. They don't now, and they're not going to in the future. And if anybody does squeak a peep in the future, it came from the medical medium books. It just did. I'm not trying to act like a jerk. It just did. It's a fact. Am I not allowed to state that? That's where it came from. As you'll read more in detail soon, this viral inflammation can occur in the brainstem. So there's so much information here. I'm just fooling around as far as this little part. I'm talking about viral inflammation, right? The viruses getting into the brain, get the neurotoxins affecting the brainstem. Neurotoxins affecting neurons. And then short circuit messages come out of your cranial nerves. Herpes simplex 1, the cold sore everybody has. Oh, it's just a cold sore. Yeah, but it can give you a lot of trouble all through the years if you don't know how to work on healing it. The information's here to help us heal. Uma, did you like that one? The rocket ship? Okay. When someone's cranial nerves have been temporarily injured, for example, when someone sustains a head injury. So if someone actually sustains a real head injury of any kind, those cranial nerves won't heal so easily if the person has a chronic viral infection. Did you know, I've seen people, and I've taught doctors this, I've seen people that get a mild concussion. They go into their car, they open their car door, they go down to grab something, and then they lift their heads up and they bang the back of their head right on the car door jamb, and they're like, crap, oh my God, I just banged my head on the car door jamb, and they got a mild concussion. It should heal perfectly fine. But if they have low-grade viral problems, chronic low-grade viral problems, it may not heal so fine. So check this out. And nobody knows this out there. Every 2 lines is packed. When someone's cranial nerves have been temporarily injured, for example, when someone sustains a head injury of any kind, those cranial nerves won't heal so easily if the person has a chronic viral infection at the same time. Every line has info here. I've seen this over and over again with people. If your viral load is up there, if you got the viral load, simplex 1, simplex 2, maybe Epstein-Barr, cytomegalovirus, maybe HHV6, shingles, all the different varieties, whatever someone has, and you bang your head may take more time to heal than somebody else. Injury to a cranial nerve causes tiny fibrous root hairs to fray on the area of the nerve that was injured. If a low-grade viral infection such as Epstein-Barr, shingles, or herpes simplex is occurring, the virus can attach itself to the cranial nerves that are frayed, the hairs that are frayed. Now that's way ahead of research and science right there. We're talking they'll never go there. I mean, 100 years, maybe even longer, or never. Tiny root hairs fray when we have injured cranial nerves. So then if you have a low-grade viral infection like Epstein-Barr, a virus can literally cling on to a root hair that is on the cranial nerve, and hence we can have all these symptoms. Man, they'll never get there. The virus can station itself in the injured part of the nerve and live there, like lice. You know, you ever see lice, right? Did anybody ever have lice on your hair? Did you ever have that before? Friend of mine got lice, and he's like, what should I do, shave my whole head? I'm like, no, don't shave your whole head. We can figure out how to get rid of lice. That's not a problem. Friend of mine started shaving half their head. Like, I think I got to shave my head. He's shaving half his head. I said, that was stupid. Why would you do that? Over lice. Here's a comment. Healing apps. I got inflamed cranial nerves, and the protocol in the new book has helped me a lot already. Incredible. Isn't it wonderful to know what you have wrong? Like, if I ever got sick, I want to know what's wrong with me. If I ever get sick, I want to know what's wrong. Of course, SFC will tell me, but the point is, that's me. But say it was somebody else. If I ever got sick, I would want to know what was wrong. That's all. We're live on medicalmedium.com. If you're having tech issues on any of these other apps, platforms, please go to medicalmedium.com. Newsflash, medicalmedium.com if you're having a problem. You guys, because I'm streaming live on medicalmedium.com. Christy says, I was so excited to see intracranial hypertension in the book. My sister was labeled years ago with that. Thank you. That's incredible. I'm really happy that you have this information. Seriously. Okay, there's so much to go and there's so much to talk about here. Let's just pop in anywhere. Untangling the mysteries. Can we talk about that for a second, you guys? One reason why cranial nerve symptoms are so mysterious and misleading to medical research and science is that someone can have a little bit of everything and they'll never know. That's incredible. A person could have contamination or inflammation in a group of neurons in the brain from a source such as toxic heavy metals, viral neurotoxins, which are toxins from viruses, MSG, scented candles, fragrances, air fresheners, carpet and clothing chemicals, tattoos. I'm not ranking on tattoos. Every time I say the word tattoo, people want to kill me. That's what I've noticed out there. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. I'm not ranking on tattoos. I'm just saying that the metal in tattoos, and there's no such thing as vegan ink without metal. The reason why you can see the color of the tattoo through the skin is because light is hitting the metal and reflecting. It all has metal in it. That's not what I'm here to talk about today, though. I'm just saying that a person could have contamination or inflammation from a group of neurons from all kinds of things, have toxic heavy metals, right? From, viral neurotoxins, MSG, scented candles, fragrances, air fresheners, carpet, clothing chemicals, tattoos, a source of toxic heavy metal contamination, or caffeine injuries too. Caffeine injuries, that's another thing people want to beat me to death about is caffeine. At the same time, they could have inflammation in the lower, middle, or upper brainstem caused by viral neurotoxins or other problems, toxic heavy metals, and so forth. The people can have a lot of things. They can have brainstem issues and, some dust going in there, some brainstem issues, and they can have also other problems too, like toxic heavy metals and all kinds of different contaminants and all kinds of everything else in here. People can have more than one thing wrong. Everybody is different. And I talk about that in Brain Saver books. Everybody is different. You can have, one person can have one problem and this other problem, another person can have this other problem, this problem, and that's what these books are here for, to help you find out what's what and what's whatever, right? Got a dry throat, so I got to drink a little water. Thing is, before this, I've been talking all morning since about 6 o'clock this morning. So someone just needs to tell me to shut up and be quiet. And because literally, I don't think I've stopped yet today. All right. Let's go into another little part here. A vagus nerve can be inflamed at the bottom in the abdomen. So your vagus nerve can be inflamed down here in the abdomen. One of the vagus nerves can be inflamed down here in the abdomen. Think about this. And in the middle, in the chest, and yet be inflamed higher up at the brainstem. So here's the thing. Somebody can have inflammation of the vagus nerves down low. They can have inflammation of the vagus nerves up in the middle, somewhere in the chest. They can have inflammation of the vagus nerves up in the brainstem. Think about that. And the doctor will never know. There's no MRI, there's no brain scan, there's no nothing. No one will ever know. Lorraine L., I didn't realize how difficult my thoughts were until taking the obsessive thought shifter. Less catastrophic thinking. Less ruminating. Less focus on the past, calmer, more peaceful. That's incredible, Lorraine. And any peace you can get makes me really happy. Becky says, what's the brain shots? Celery juices? Brain shots. My God. What's the brain shots? I just did a 10-day with you guys. 10-day brain shot therapy cleanse challenge. I think I said brain shots 1,000 billion times. Okay, to answer that question, enough with the drama over here. It's in Brain Saver books. It's a miracle tool. I'm just going to say, everybody heard this 1,000 times from me, be prepared because it hits you and it works and it catches you off guard because it's so powerful. You can do the challenge on your own at medicalmedium.com. How insane is that? Go to medicalmedium.com and guess what? Press a bunch of buttons and you don't have to buy it. Go to medicalmedium.com and it's for free. A 10-day brain saver brain shot therapy cleanse challenge for free. Just go there and hit some buttons and it's all for free. All right. Someone could have more inflammation in a particular region of the brain, skewing neuron messages to the brainstem and nerves. Which is really interesting too. For example, someone could have more inflammation in the left hemisphere of the brain or the right hemisphere of the brain, or in the frontal lobe or occipital lobe or temporal lobe or thalamus or cerebellum. If inflammation is in an endocrine gland, hypothalamus, pineal gland, pituitary gland, then that can put pressure on adjacent brain tissue, squeezing the neurons in that neighboring brain tissue and affecting the messages the neurons send to the brainstem and nerves. This is way too advanced for the Mayo Clinic. This is way too advanced for the Cleveland Clinic. This is way too advanced for all of them. If you ever talk to those doctors, because I've talked to a bunch of them over the years, this stuff right here is so over their head. They just don't even know. They're like, well, what's your symptom? Let's look in our cookbook here of crap and see if we can give you... Way too advanced for Harvard. Way too advanced for Harvard Medical. All of this. Way too advanced. All of this information is over the heads of all the doctors in Harvard. All of this. I'm not trying to just be a pain. I'm just saying it's a fact. This would blow their mind. They wouldn't know what to do with it. It's way too advanced. They'd be like, wait a minute. What? Symptoms of cranial nerve inflammation. Oh, wait, here's a good line. The precise locations of inflammation varies from person to person and can even vary for one person over time. The majority of the time, it's inflammation that you can't detect in a medical test. The location where inflammation is occurring along specific cranial nerves determines the type of symptoms someone experiences, such as tingles and numbness, aches and pains, stiffness, burning sensations, where in the body those symptoms occur, such as the tongue, gums, the jaw, temples, back of the neck, between the eyes, back of the head, top of the head, chest or stomach, and what body functions they affect, such as swallowing, peristaltic action, or from the intestinal tract. Mysterious cranial nerve symptoms also include blurred vision, trouble focusing the eyes, unusual movement of the eyeballs, including difficulty with muscles around the eyes, visual disturbances, jaw pain, burning tongue, neck pain, head pain, migraines, face vibrating, head vibrating, ear popping, body buzzing, humming, pulsating sensations in the head, burning hot feeling with no fever. How many times have I talked to people who've had that? Balance issues, dizziness, feelings of electrical shock in the head where it's like shock, 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 loss of the ability to swallow, slurred speech, loss of hearing, drooping face, we know that, loss of movement of the face, pain in various areas of the face, feeling like they have a crooked jaw, pulling sensation on their face, nose, eyes, or forehead, twitching that's erratic and shifts all around their head and face, nausea, teeth grinding, I'll say it twice, tooth pain, gum pain, difficulty chewing, loss of smell, loss of taste, and mystery twitches and itches or rashes that don't go away with scratching without rashes. These and other symptoms of cranial nerve inflammation can either be caused by inflammation somewhere along the cranial nerve or by inflammation in the brainstem where cranial nerves are attached. They won't know this anywhere. This is so advanced, this book. I can't even get out of cranial nerve inflammation chapter 6. I'm on page 100. Rena, I was like, oh my God, after seeing stomach flipping in your book. Stomach flipping, right? Who knows anything about that out there? Thank you for finding it in here. Thought it was something only I have. And you said it is connected with the vagus nerve. Correct. I also suffered 2 quite bad vertigos in the past. Vagus nerve again. So it makes so much sense. It is the vagus nerve. Correct, Rena? It's the vagus nerves. Vagus nerves. All right, so there's a little paragraph here called Vagus Nerve Insights. Let's talk about that a little bit. There's so much information here. What you'll hear called the vagus nerve is not just one thick nerve that runs from one end to the other in a perfect line. Check this out. The vagus nerves are a larger pair of nerves, plural, not singular, plural. Vagus nerves are a larger pair of nerves that leave the head region and travel down to the torso. The vagus nerve size, that's a word right there. Very interesting. The vagus nerve's size and reach make them more complex than shorter cranial nerves, which is why they deserve special attention here, which is what we're going to give them, because we got some killer stuff in here about the vagus nerve. Cornelia says, my GP told me that it's impossible that I have so many different symptoms, so I stopped talking about my symptoms to her. I would just mention 1 or 2 symptoms at a time. You can have 100 symptoms. The reason for medical medium books and information is to give people a way out. It's for people who have been there, done that, tried everything. They're seasoned. They know what's up. That's why when you get somebody that sees one of these free open classes and they come in and they're just like, I'm just looking for some apple cider vinegar gummies and some collagen powder. And what's he talking about? And it's like you just, it's like the Matrix thing all over again. This is really advanced information for people who have been there, done that. They came from hell and back. They fought their way out. They fought their way to stay alive and survive all that crap they went through. No one knows what it's like to be in their shoes. Info is for the sick people who chronically ill who need the information. Sue says, I can't believe I'm still alive with all the crap I have inside me and what I've been exposed to. The body is so amazing. It is amazing. And Sue's, when you give your body the answers and the things it needs and the resources, just so many incredible things can happen. The brain shot therapies alone, right? So here's a section in the book called The Vagus Nerve Grapevine. We think of the vagus nerve structure as a grapevine, like the other cranial nerves. Sorry, we can think. We can think. Sorry, I crack myself up when I read out loud because I'll miss a word. We can think of the vagus nerve structure as a grapevine, like the other cranial nerves. The vagus nerve grapevine is split in 2 as it leaves the brainstem. There's 2 vagus nerves coming out of that brainstem, with those 2 main vines branching off on their own pathways. One vagus nerve vine branch could be inflamed while the other vagus nerve is not. This is a critical part of the human design. However you believe we were designed, if you believe we were a starfish, crawled out of the ocean, became a monkey and then a human, fine. That's how we're designed. If you believe God designed us, fine. If you believe we were designed by alien technology, fine. If you believe we were designed by a meteorite, just hit the planet and we just kind of all just started to develop, whatever it is that you believe, right? We still were designed in such a way that's just unbelievable, absolutely incredible. One vagus nerve vine branch could be inflamed while the other one may not be inflamed. This is the human design, and this is what's incredible about the human design. I'll tell you why. Because what that means is you got a chance. You got a chance. This is a critical part of the human design that protects us. It protects us. It means that if one of the vagus nerves is completely inflamed or damaged, there may still be a chance of survival while the other vagus nerve shares its functions. That means our vagus nerves are talking to each other, baby, and what they're doing is they're trying to help each other. 2 vagus nerves for the price of 1. Everybody has 2 vagus nerves for the price of 1. So the point is, though, if you have 1 injured vagus nerve, you got a chance. Because the other one that may not be as injured is doing its thing. It's doing all its messaging and hard work and even communicating with the damaged one, the injured one, or infected one. How incredible. Who even knew that? They didn't. It's in here and getting out of the world now. Medical research and science haven't yet discovered all aspects of the vagus nerves, that's to say the least. There are still new discoveries to be had. One future discovery is vagus nerve regeneration, VNR. That is, certain parts of the vagus nerves can regenerate and regrow themselves if the conditions are right. Did you guys hear that? What? Like, I can't get out of this chapter. They haven't discovered this yet. It's a discovery they haven't discovered yet. It's in the Brain Saver book from Spirit of Compassion. The prophecies in here are insane. When you think about how incredible this is, I mean, that's a prophecy right there, all on its own. One future discovery, which is medical research and science haven't yet discovered all aspects of the vagus nerves. There are still new discoveries to be had. And I remember sitting there at my desk, and Spirit of Compassion was giving me this piece of information, and I was just like, what? One future discovery that medical research and science haven't discovered yet, keep that in mind, is vagus nerve regeneration, called VNR. Spirit of Compassion is even prophesizing and putting the letters as the acronym VNR. What? Once you read these books, you can't go back. It's like a friend of mine picked up an old Eat Better book from another author in health, like a well-known author in health. And he said it was like a joke. After reading into the Brain Saver books and going back, he said he couldn't even believe it. He just threw it out. Because he couldn't believe how remedial was, how advanced these are and helpful in what these have compared to that. But it's like with the medical meaning books in general. One future discovery is vagus nerve regeneration, VNR. That is, certain parts of the vagus nerves can regenerate and regrow themselves if the conditions are right. Medical research and science don't know this, but this is a future discovery down the road. This is a prophecy. Medical research and science will also discover that the anatomy of the vagus nerves is not definitive. Oh my God. The vagus nerves are not designed the same way in every person. For example, the vagus nerve branches don't completely connect in the torso for everybody. Are you kidding me? In some people, the two vine branches merely cross over and touch each other, not actually connect. Is it just me that thinks this information is that incredible? The vagus nerves also vary in length in each person. The discovery is going to be forced upon the medical industry. Check this out, you guys. Due to, and I told you this the other day when I read this line, due to robotic surgeries, where robots programmed to perform surgery end up injuring patients, they're going to discover that everybody's vagus nerves are different because of robotic injuries in surgeries. Because they're going to dial in vagus nerve being just one way in women and men. And what they're going to do is someone's going to get a robotic surgery because they're already doing that, and the knife on the robot, and I'm not doing the robot dance, is going to cut the machines, the robot, those kinds. They're going to go and it's going to cut somebody's vagus nerve right in half. And then science and research are going to have to realize that all vagus nerves aren't the same. The discovery is going to be forced upon the medical industry due to robotic surgeries, where robots programmed to perform surgery end up injuring patients' vagus nerves because the calculations are so unpredictable from person to person. But they're only going to learn that when they do the robotic surgeries that they're building now. Medical communities are going to start finding out that the vagus nerve's length, growth, size, and directions of travel are not as cookie cutter as previously assumed. It goes on and on and on. The book's packed. I'm reading out of Brain Saver, 40% off, Amazon.com. Right now, US. But just know this and be prepared. There's answers not only in these books, but It's an awakening. And beyond awakening, there are therapies in these books. Medical medium shock therapies are just incredible in these books. Brain shot therapies, incredible. That's a different therapy right there. Dana, amazing information. I'm blown away. On YouTube, thank you for being here. The vagus nerves are made up of tiny strands and strings of nerve cells that run through the length of the nerves. The vagus nerve is not just one solid nerve like medical research and science believe. By the way, you guys, look out for imposters. You guys, on Telegram, there's like a bunch of imposters. They're saying it's me. They're messaging. I don't private message anybody, whatever, direct message everybody. I don't do that. But there's these imposters, they'll direct message you, they'll private message you, whatever it is, and they'll just be like, they'll just want to get a convo going with you, and they'll say it's Anthony William. It's not me. On Telegram, I'm seeing a bunch of it lately, and they'll say, hey, I do consultations. No, I don't do consultations. So the imposters, they do all that. Just look out. I don't want anybody to get hurt by an imposter. Because of the vagus nerve size and reach, when inflammation occurs in the brainstem that affects the vagus nerve grapevine, the vagus nerve can exhibit a wide range of symptoms. And this is why people can have 100 symptoms. And the doctors they don't even know what to do about it. They won't even believe you. You can't have too many symptoms. It's like you said earlier. There's no way you can have that many symptoms. No one can have 100 symptoms or 50 symptoms or 30 symptoms. There's no way. It must be all in your head. You're a hypochondriac. Really, because of the size and the differences and the shapes of the vagus nerves, people could have multiple symptoms and doctors not realize this. You guys, anyway, check out the Brain Saver books. I can go on for hours. This chapter alone, I can do multiple courses and classes that can last a year with just this chapter alone, cranial nerve inflammation. But it's free, and I'm not going to do that. Get the books. Go to the library, get it for free if you don't have $26. But really incredible. Ask, you guys, ask your friends what they're experiencing. Ask your family members, are they experiencing the brain shot therapy? What kind of results they had? Tell them they can post about it, do reels about it, right? And share their stories about it and tag at Medical Medium, hashtag Medical Medium, so I can see it and make sure that I can post it and stuff. So let us know how the brain shot therapies are working for you and your friends and family. And if you can, leave some reviews, Amazon.com or whatever the bookstores you're getting them from, or just Amazon.com. It's a great place to do it. Let me know how the books are going, what's happening, experiences, all of it. And clean your books if you want. They may come dirty, greasy, and you can clean them with a hand towel, a little bit of soap, a little water, or a handy wipe, and you can clean off the grease from the conveyor belt at Amazon.com or other places. And it's because people get the book and they think they bought a used book, but no, they're all pristine and they're all nice and brand new. You name it, incredible. And the books are here for us. Here's a quote at the beginning of Brain Saver. Here in these words, you join a healing movement, a community all over the world of millions of people who are using medical medium information to get their lives back. This guidebook is your story of survival, your story of discovering what was wrong all along and how to free yourself from it. It is your story of relief, healing, and triumph. These living words will always be here for you for the rest of your life. They will be. You guys, it's been an incredible live today. Keep an eye on medicalmedium.com. I'm updating. I'm enhancing all of it, that website. Free everything. There's no pay firewalls. I like to say firewalls because those pay firewalls will burn you. They'll burn out there. There's no paywalls. There's no nothing like that. Subscription fees, nothing. I'm updating and adding free resources to medicalmedium.com. We have another challenge coming up. Get ready. Get on Medical Medium newsletter at medicalmedium.com. We have another challenge coming up. I just want to be helpful in every way possible. Check out Medical Medium Podcast at Apple Podcast. Check out the light infusion meditation that came out of this book. Incredible. Buzzy says, the adrenaline stabilizer is my favorite. I've been taking one a day at least each day since the 10-day challenge. They are addictive. That's an incredible brain shot therapy. Just stabilizer. Anyway, you guys, check out the books. 300 symptoms, conditions, answers to them, protocols, heavy metal detox cleanses, 7 of them. Karina says, Anthony had the guilt and shame shot and feel everything burning away. Feel so free. Incredible. They're that powerful. I love you guys. And I can't wait to see you next time. It's been an incredible moment to spend with you guys and go through the books. I'm going to get reading again right when we hang up here. I'm going to keep on reading because I can't even get out of that chapter. My mind gets blown. And then maybe I will make a brain shot therapy. All right, you guys. Bless your heart. Take care.